You make me so sick.
Why? How in the world I make?
I was not gonna film like this.
Mm-hmm. So,
as y'all know, kids are home.
Yeah. Come on.
Hi.
Come on. What kind of noise you gonna make for us today, sir?
Cereal.
Cereal.
12-year-old should sound like that.
Nah, he deep in his voice.
That's that wake up. That's that Sunday late wake up voice.
Yes.
Sunday.
Okay, the kids have been out of school
2 weeks now.
2 weeks, and the fact that Fortnite has taken over so much.
Who you telling?
That he doesn't even know what the day is.
Like, I don't even think he remember the password to have his stuff in school.
Yeah. That's terrible. The good thing is they do send us, they send them work.
Yeah, the work is in there.
Yeah.
On their school thing, but it's...
He dancing around here just so he can be seen.
Well, come on, let's get started. Okay.
All right, so as this intro is going to be kind of funky.
Everywhere.
Yep. I'm Micah.
I'm Jay.
And this is Married with Opinions. So, which way are we going with this one today?
Okay, this is going to be a 2-for-1 type of deal because we had a request.
Yep.
Somebody wanted us to talk about finances as a couple. I'm assuming that's what they meant. Or in different dynamics of a relationship.
Yeah.
Stages, phases.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about leaving your evidence.
Yeah, when we mean evidence, we're not talking about DNA.
Yeah, we're talking about leaving your toothbrush, your drawers, your body lotion, whatever,
your shampoo,
at your
yeah.
friend's or boyfriend's, girlfriend's house.
Or your, person's banging.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pour
Go
the
ahead,
cereal.
Go ahead. You're torturing.
Yeah, you taking all that. All right. I mean, you ought to see the size of this bowl. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you the size of the bowl.
Bring it
over here.
No, you can't say shit because you be eating that full bowl too.
Yeah, I'm
but
just
you
saying.
know you don't get full off of no cereal.
Right.
That's why we need more than 1 gallon of milk at a time.
Right.
How about that? I got to get milk.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man.
So, what we're going to end... So, all right. So, let's go with...
Yeah.
You want to go with
finances?
Let's go with the finance since we're doing a 2-for-1, and I'm gonna be bring. You go ahead and start. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I bring up the actual comment as well. Something I should have done, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. So my thing, because I think it was something to the point of separating the finances.
Here's what it is. How do you separate finances when you first get together? Was the question.
Yeah, and I don't understand if it's get together as a married couple or as in when you move in together or like I don't know.
Yeah, we kind of do need some clarity on that, but thank you, Sean. We will go and we'll just go off what we think is being said here.
Yeah, all I can talk about is our experience.
Right.
That's all I can talk about.
Yeah.
But we don't separate anything.
Yeah, we don't.
Well, that's more likely because we can't. I ain't got no money. Micah got money.
I don't have money like that.
But I'm unable to work. Yeah.
So what we end up it really varies on the scenario. So if you have 2 working people, and let's go with not married first.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go over the scenario. So not married, 2 working people. I think honestly your finances should already be separate.
Yeah, definitely. My thing about that is, even though it would depend,
mm-hmm.
because like even when I was working and doing all that, you would still help me out with some things, and it would be vice versa if you weren't. So it's like
I'm thinking
nothing was like. It's not like we were melding together anything.
They weren't in the same account.
It was small stuff.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more so same account.
Well, like, I got on the phone line.
Right.
But it was like...
But, yeah, I get what you're going.
I guess by us not living together prior to being married.
Right.
Yeah, we did that part right. We didn't shack
Did
up
we?
except for every weekend.
Yep.
But even then, when I wasn't able to work, you would, maintain the Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So it was like,
Yeah.
I think it depends on where you are as a couple, because some women, let's be honest, are trying to bang their chest now, which is fine. That's cool, but don't be mad when you get married and that man's still trying to make you pay for half your meal.
Right.
I ain't pay for nothing. He spoiled me. He did it.
And I'm
You better be glad stuff closed now.
And I'm a beta male. I guess I'm a
You a
simp.
beta male?
No, I'm not a beta
Stop.
male. Please.
It depends.
No, it's no really and truly that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
a whole other topic. So I see what you're saying. You're saying if so far as I was thinking finances so far as bank accounts together.
Yeah,
You're talking
that
about
part too.
You're talking about paying bills.
But like one thing is
and taking care of.
if we're dating, I'm not joining anything with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. No, I really don't even want to live with you, unless we know we're headed down that road. And then by that point, no feet should be scrubbing the ground, and you should be going ahead and putting that ring on.
So,
Like that's just me.
right.
Well, because I've learned from that, and it don't end well. It's a lot to have to separate and go through this and that. And I will pack my shit up while you at work and be gone before you clock out.
Yeah. Now,
That's just me.
which goes, and this is the thing where you should be able to take care of your own, regardless of if the man makes 3 times as much as the woman, or the woman makes 3 times as much as the man. There should be that separation.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to and feel that they should pick up something, a bill or something like that, or whether it is a pay to play arrangement, who knows? Then, but still, at the end of the day, it should be separate, and you should not rely on that other person. Is what my wife was saying.
I mean, yeah,
You should not.
that's what it boils down to. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, and I'm not giving anyone any extra access than what they deserve.
Right.
If you're just my boyfriend, okay, then you need boyfriend
Privileges.
privileges.
And
You're
girlfriend.
not waking up every morning with breakfast or lunch or dinner. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna treat you the way you treat me. If you feel, and a lot of people think it's because, well, for me, a lot of people think it's because I'm really cold-hearted or whatever. No, I've learned from this stuff. I did the whole acting like a wife before it happened. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, I'm not getting, we're not melding nothing like that together.
Right.
Finance, no. Because I don't know what you're really doing.
And I think a lot of that also, you have, just like how we were talking about in a previous video about expectations and titles, you turn around and you giving this person control over something, or at least not even control, just putting them into something that can eventually screw you over.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a another movie, since we did a review, and I'm not going to go into it. Fall from Grace.
Oh, yeah.
Fall from Grace. Even though they got, that was a little different situation, but they got in there when he didn't need to be in there. He got in the places he didn't need to be. And, guys, you thinking just because, you think this girl is gullible or whatnot, and she's good, and it's just because you want to let something go so you can go do whatever you want to. That's reckless in itself. It's not saying that lady will screw you over. It's just that much easier. If something does go down, you can still be holding the bag. Or what's even worse is you do something where she ends up holding the bag.
Right.
All because she's selfish. All because you're selfish. Excuse me. So like I said, if you're both working, things should be separate.
Yeah.
If this is single,
yeah,
but
if you're single, I would recommend keeping it separate. Because, even when you're married, sadly enough, it don't work out.
I was going to go into marriage.
What we got? So why can't I just talk the way I'm talking then? You got something to say about single people?
I'm gonna go to a different category and single.
We don't care about that. Listen.
I'm trying to help.
Fine, go.
No, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead. It's over now.
Lord,
I need to clean that lamp.
So, as I was saying, I was gonna say let's move into what our situation was. Single and one person has money doesn't necessarily need to be working, is working or not working.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the same rules apply, which is what you were getting at about being single, because it's not that you know, unless you know you're going into what we went into so far as knowing we're going into marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But finances is a talk that you need to have regardless. Why I got this, I'm not even looking back at her. I'm not even looking at the screen. It's like I feel like it's a look you're giving me.
So it sounds like you were done with the single side of shit.
See what I'm talking about? All right, go for the next one, babe.
Fuck it, I'm done now. I forgot.
You're younger than me. You shouldn't have that mental. No,
I'm raising boys, nigga. That was over a long time ago. Memory does not exist. I'm lucky I still remember how to make dinner sometimes.
As we're going into marriage. Marriage is really tricky depending on... It's not really tricky.
It is tricky. Because even
not really
then,
tricky, but tricky.
The sad part of it is, it's still that thing of what if.
Right.
Whereas if you're getting into any type of relationship, you try not to lead with the what ifs, but you still have to keep them there to a certain point, because shit happens. Even in marriage, people change, and the other person may not like the way you're changing, or may not be able to keep up, or you may outgrow that person, or they may outgrow you, and it happens. So then that way, then now you got all your finances tied into each other. Now you got to figure out how to untangle them roots.
But at least you got married. And there's a legal battle.
Listen.
I got you.
Does that really help a situation? Because you have some situations where, depending on, it's either the man or the woman that gets it, or whatever.
All right, so
one or the other, because now we got man and man, woman and woman. I don't know.
So here's one of the things that I was taught. I just haven't had the money to get there. So it's like, if you got two people working, that there should be a joint account where that one should take care of bills, and then you have your own accounts separate for to handle like any other things that you need to handle individually. Say, if you have, let's just say, my wife wanted to surprise me with something. In that scenario, she wanted to surprise me with something. Well, if she handles it from the joint account, it's not really going to be a surprise. I'm like, babe, where does money come from? Mm-hmm. What's it going to? Versus if it was like she did it on her own out of discretion, and the next thing you know, hey, here's a new Xbox One X series or whatever this new one is called or something like that.
Oh, jeez. Never.
Right. But, that was way I was taught. Now, with that, that's one way you can separate finances. You have a thing where everything can be thrown just in one account. Mm-hmm. And it can just all come out of there. But then that's when...
Which is another reason why it depends on the relationship. Because, like, as far as us, even if I was working, that wouldn't be a problem for me. Because, one, I'm cheap. So I'm not about to spend no more than needed on anything, okay?
And I gotta keep cheapskate around to keep me from there and going balling out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But stop. You let that guard down real quick.
So let's look at some situations where, like, okay, prenup situations.
It makes sense.
Yeah, they do. I'm just saying
it's a protection.
From a girlfriend standpoint, if this man has amassed the wealth before he met you, hey, you know, he gonna take care of you at the time. You knew what it was. You know, suck it up, because, you know, I hear a lot of women complaining. It was a lot over the years. If a man give you a prenup, he don't love you. But it would be okay if Oprah told that to Stedman. Oh, that's Oprah.
And that's the thing. You've earned what you've earned prior to that. Whereas you have some situations where a woman does actually add value to a man. Where, like, was it Amazon?
Yep.
She co-founded that with him.
And she ended up getting $75 billion in that divorce.
And she earned it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like because if you come from nothing, both of y'all didn't have much, or even if all she did was stay home and watch the kids, was raise y'all's kids, that's input. That is help, because that's something you didn't have to do.
But standard prenups usually say, hey, you come, whatever you came in with, you left. That's on both parties. But the other part people forget is what you have built together, which is what you're talking about. What you have built together is what you have to fight over and separate.
Yeah.
And if, you know, she, like I said, if the person actually added value, like, okay, was it Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee? When they divorced, she still had baby fat, and he helped her with that. And, you know, they might have divorced, but they built that together.
Yeah, but they also have a great relationship.
Yeah.
Like outside of, you know, after divorce, they actually have a really good relationship.
Yeah.
So it makes you, it's kind of boils down to knowing who you're with.
I think the people who have the biggest problem with that prenup situation is, and this is not supposed to turn
the
into
ones
prenup,
that want something
for nothing. That figure that they don't have to do anything because they done married somebody who's got it all.
Of course, because if you were to hit me with the prenup, now of course I'm gonna read that shit and be like, hold up, cuz only 10%, nigga.
but let's call it what it is. Didn't Jay-Z have a song where he said, how you gonna turn around and get half my shit, like you wrote half my lyrics or something like that?
I mean, I get that, but trust me,
but it's
right
okay
now
it's okay for Jay-Z.
But trust me, right now, Beyonce would get half of that shit that he done put out now.
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting at.
But I'm not saying this, so I'm not saying it wouldn't be okay for you to do it. I mean, you late now, we in here, but you know, it's just.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna make it onto that.
I would negotiate term. I don't think. I don't think it's gonna be a 2-for-1. This is just gonna be a 1. Yeah. This went longer than I thought. I was not trying to get all deep into this, but it's a really good question. It's something that I guess by me knowing my limitations, I knew it wasn't no point in me worrying about it to a certain extent. But
I think between and knowing, and I said this in another video, I would prefer her not to work.
Yes.
And it's not of getting off on being the big head or taking care of somebody or whatnot. That's how I see things. Her having an option to work. But you separate, you know, there is the thing of it's ours. You become one in a marriage.
In the real world.
In the real world.
You're supposed to be one.
Right. But in circumstances,
everything is ours.
Yeah. And she's at that point where, like I said, I put her on a W-4. Yes. I claim on a W-4. You can't do that with boyfriend and girlfriend. You can't even do that with a fiance. Until the championship ring is gotten and the papers are signed. So at that point in time, that's why you remain separate in finances. And even then, once you get married, you have to gauge how that's going to be.
Yeah.
And if you can't trust that other person,
like, and you will feel it. You will feel like, hold on, I'm not getting 100% out of this person. You'll feel it.
Yeah,
definitely.
So Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm done. Look, it's up to y'all. Everybody do stupid shit. Just don't let this be one of them.
I know some people like when they was making some money or whatnot, they spent a lot of it on another person instead of getting ahead. This is that thing of you you also got to look at who you putting first. So
yeah, be smart about it. That's all I got. Be smart about it. Know the person you're with. A lot of people say what they need to say to get the job, and then when they get it, they ain't shit.
Yeah.
Know the person you're with.
Yeah. And if you question your money choices or whatnot, or how
because if you can't trust somebody with your money, you can't trust them with you.
Right.
Point blank.
It's bad enough we trust people with our bodies recklessly.
Right.
And I'm no exception, since y'all know she's called me a slut on this channel. So I want to thank the person who's in the comment section who sent this in, and like I said, keep them coming. And if anybody else has any comments or suggestions, or has an issue that wants to elaborate on some previous videos, leave it in the comment below,
or in the email below.
Yeah, in the email below. That's if that's if you want to have anonymity. Thank you. Got that. And you can also, if you want to leave us a story or something that you
could just say remain anonymous, and that would have made your life a little easier.
And this won't give me a chance to put in that Finding Nemo clip either.
Oh my
gosh. Okay, don't hurt yourself.
So,
but he wasn't trying to say it. God.
So leave us an email at marriedwop@gmail.com, which is going to be below and on the screen. So yeah, and we're going to get on that second part of it too in the next video. So
see you in a little bit.
Yep.